my thoughts. I shut it down wherever power is stored. Being real is in the past, watching cowards get on. It ain't kill me, so it's making me stronger. And these bite-sized rappers now sensing my...
What the hell is going on, people? This is Periodic, and you see the title of the video. We are jumping back into Dragonball Z Dokkan Battle in order to do one thing, which is create our monthly LR tier list. This, of course, is for the month of November. We're kind of holding off to see if there was any late month surprises after this Heroes banner, but there's 1 week left in the month, and I sincerely doubt that we'll get anything. Most likely, they'll have LR Jiren coming out, you know, in December, as well as the LR Blue Boys. So, unfortunately, nothing for November. But a few things have changed in this list. It's probably not going to be as long as my others, just because I don't want to go into detail on every single character. I will give you a summary of why I think they deserve to be in the tier that they are in. As you can see, the tiers are a little bit different than most tier lists. We have Zeno tier at the top, Grand Priest tier right below, Guide Angel tier, which is Whis and Vados and, you know, characters like that, God of Destruction tier, Supreme Kai tier, Grand Kai tier, King Kai tier, King Yama tier, and then lastly Kami tier. If you know anything about Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, you know that none of these characters are really slouches, and that also goes for the LRs. If you get an LR, congratulations, it's an LR. That's a good character. Every LR in the game can do like 2 million damage, so don't worry if you get one and you're like, oh man, I got this character, that sucks. It's like, no, it's still an LR. If you get them rainbowed and then you pull them again, then maybe you can be like, oh man. But even then, some characters link best with their TUR, so don't worry about it. Also, this is my opinion. My opinion is not fact. Don't treat it like it's fact. And also, your opinion is not fact either. Don't get upset if my opinion is different than yours. It ain't that big of a deal. At the end of the day, it's just a video game, guys, so take it easy. I'm not talking politics here, okay? If we scroll down just a little bit, as you can see, free-to-play is all there. Japan only is there. Dabura and freaking Babidi are still JP only, which is so annoying. They should be here already. But anyway, they will not be ranked. So let's go ahead and start this up. There are a few changes, like I said, from last month. But what does stay the same will be at the bottom, LR, Goten, and Trunks in the Kami tier. The main reason why, they're the only LR in the game that actually lower their own attack on super attack if you're not getting your 18 key. If you're doing 12 key, then I believe 2 out of the 3, or maybe all 3, or maybe it's just 2, super attacks actually lower your own attack, which is pretty stupid. They're a very gimmicky character, meaning they will do damage only if they get 18 key, and even then they won't do a lot of damage unless if it's getting a Super Saiyan 3 transformation on their super attack, which happens only 33% of the time, so, or 30% of the time, which is not a great, you know, number. But when they do get that, then they do a lot of damage. They also have like no defense, so there's a reason why they're down there. And they also share a theme with a few other characters that are down there. Majin Vegeta is another one. Even though he got his super attack remodeled and it looks absolutely gorgeous, he has no defense. He does a lot of damage. He has a 10% chance. Is it 10 or 20% chance to stun on his super attack? Might be 20. Very low chance to stun on his super attack, and then he has that attack all at 18 key. He's kind of strange because his 12 key does more damage than his 18 key. He's one of the only characters that is set up like that in terms of LRs, but he can do a lot of damage. His link set is pretty good. He's on pretty good categories, but he gets hit abusively. Like, he just gets bothered, right? You know, just gets picked on, pestered. So that is the reason why he's down there. And another character who just gets picked on and pestered and does not have good defense is the Strength LR Broly. Strength LR Broly, again, another character. This guy actively lowers his own defense. Now, we've talked about it before. He's fantastic for World Tournament, yes, understood. He's still probably one of the best characters for World Tournament, though when he runs up against Vegeta and Nappa, he has some troubles because they're AGL and he doesn't have that type of advantage. Same thing against Turles, same thing against certain other characters. But one thing that has become better for him is the fact that 50% supports have come into the game. Passive skill, leader skills have increased. And what that means is that his negative defense, which I believe is what, 80,000? He lowers his own defense by 80,000, something like that. It doesn't mean as much, if that makes sense. Because let's just say if you're somehow able to get his defense just off the bat up to like 130k, right? 130k, 80,000, that would drop it down to, 50,000. Now, as passive skills for supports and leader skills keep going higher and higher, the leader skills 200%, leader skills 250%, passive skills 70% lead, 80% lead, 90% lead. His base defense will go higher and higher and higher. So instead of 120k, it'll be 140k, 160k, 190k, 210k, etc., etc. And then that defense, that flat defense negation, is that a word? I don't know. That flat defense minus will mean less and less. Unfortunately, that means the same thing for his attack. Actually, I think his attack is flat 80,000 and his defense is something. Let me know in the comments down below. But the attack runs under the same problem, because even though he was getting a good boost of the flat attack, it's still only a flat boost. So if his attack goes up to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, then he's only ever going to get an 80,000 boost on it. So he'll be at 480. Let's just say if he gets up to 600,000, he's at 680. 650. Now he's at what, 730. It's not a massive increase, right? Not like 100% increase or 140% increase or things of that nature where it's going to more than double. So that's the problem with Strength Broly. That's why as the meta keeps on getting more and more with active or passive skills and supports and leader skills, he's going to get left behind faster and faster, at a faster rate. All right, let's move on to the King Yama tier. There's still 2 characters in this tier, and I'm just going to put them together because they kind of share the same exact, drawbacks and pluses, which is the Intelligence Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, again, these guys do absolutely insane damage. The Tech Gohan is Intelligence Gohan is actually fantastic in the fact that he does so much damage since any orb he gets access to, which is fantastic, and he does a lot of damage with those orbs. And then, of course, Super Saiyan 3 Tech Goku, he, again, does a lot of damage as long as you get him to the 18 key. He has suffered enough because of the link level update and the fact that a lot of these like over and flashes and things of that nature do not stack anymore from having a character on your left-hand side attacker and a character on your right-hand side attacker no longer double up that over and a flash. So hitting 18 key is very difficult for him nowadays. And I'm actually tempted to put him on the bottom tier or put Gohan 1 tier above, but I think I'm going to leave them as is. Just because, again, Gohan still gets hit insanely hard. He has 0 defense whatsoever. And I don't even think he gets any defense from his link levels nowadays. I don't think they've updated it to even give him anything. Whereas the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, if you choose to super attack at 12 key, he at least is gaining that, 70% defensive boost, somewhere around there. So he can at least tank a tiny bit, a decent amount, it's not crazy, but the Gohan just cannot. So I think that kind of balances them out, and I'm going to leave them both on that King Yama tier. All right, let's move along to the King Kai tier, and I'm actually going to put 2 Trunks together. We're putting the Trunks and Mai, and we're also putting the much older LR physical Trunks. Now, the reason why I'm kind of low on the Trunks and Mai is that they really need to be on their own team to be able to do much of anything in terms of damage. If not, then they don't do much damage at all. They're not particularly great defensively. Even when they are on their own team, they don't do much defensively either. And they're pretty good with stunning and whatnot. But again, you have to kind of surround them with time travelers to be able to do some decent damage. The physical Trunks, on the other hand, he does stack his defense to an extent, right? It's 3 turns, 6 turns, whatever. And he has that 50% chance to crit, which is very nice. So he can pump out some decent damage. And I think he's been helped out a lot by the introduction of a lot of different types of Trunks, whether you're having the transforming tech Trunks, whether you're talking about the physical support Trunks, the one who's doing the Gallic gun with his dad. Characters like that, they really link up well with the physical Trunks and actually benefit him a lot. So he's a lot stronger. I should probably actually level up his links to do a showcase on him, because I do think that he's much better than what he was in the past. Where back in the day, I used to think he was one of the worst LRs in the game. Anyway, if we keep going, we're going to stay on this King Kai tier, and we're actually going to add this Physical Bardock. Unfortunately, Physical Bardock is one of the only LRs that have been effectively replaced by their TUR. The AGL Bardock is just a better version of the Physical Bardock. That does not mean the Physical Bardock is bad. He's still fantastic. He's a jack of all trades. He's a master of none, meaning he's good defensively, he's good offensively, he's got good links, he's on good categories, but unfortunately he doesn't excel in any of those areas. He's not going to be your main damage dealer. He's not going to be your main tank. He's there just to kind of supplement the team, be a good fit. All right, so we're going to keep it pushing, and we are indeed going to put the LR AGL baby on the Grand Kai tier. This is where it starts to get where no matter what, all of these LRs are great, okay? All of these LRs are great, and LR baby is no exception. He does insane damage if he's facing pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans, very similar to the Strength Cooler. This dude just pumps out the DPS. It's absolutely insane. And then, of course, Artificial Life Forms, he does fairly well on that team. He does lead it. There are better Artificial Life Form leaders now, but even still, he's absolutely amazing. The only problem is, again, some of his links are a little wacky. They do need to introduce more GT villains for him to really shine. And again, he does his best when he's facing both Hybrid Saiyans and Pure Saiyans. And there's not many events that allow him that, that courtesy. So I am going to put him in the Grand Kai tier. Again, once there's more GT characters, then most likely he'll improve. And a unit that is still very strong and doesn't really need to improve is this Strength Beerus and Whis. They've only gotten better because of the Physical Beerus coming out, the Strength, what's his face, the Strength Whis, also the Intelligence Vados coming out, like great linking partners, good supports. His damage is unmatched, it's just, that's a lie. But yeah, I'm just trying to compliment the boy. They're still extremely, extremely good. Unfortunately, you do have to pair them up with only those characters, right? If you don't have the Physical Beerus, you could use the Tech Beerus. Pretty good. Not as good, but still pretty good. If you don't have the Strength Whis, you're probably not going to use any other Whis because all the other Whis in the game aren't good. You could throw the Vados in there. If you don't have the Vados, you're kind of screwed. So you're very limited to like those three characters that you can run with the Strength Beerus. But if you are able to, then he does insane amount of damage, immense amount of damage, incredible amount of damage. It's very, very good. Another unit that can do a lot of damage is Full Power Frieza. Now, Full Power Frieza is kind of a mixed bag. He can do a lot of damage. He does way more damage the lower you get in health. And he's one of those cards that sacrifices his own health to be able to get low to gain more attack. Kind of reminds me in One Piece Treasure Cruise of, what's his name? I think Whitebeard was a card. He was a legend that when he dropped below like 30% health, he did more damage and his ship like automatically lowered his health or something like that. For any of you One Piece Treasure Cruise players, OG ones at least. This Frieza does the same exact thing. The only problem is that he's at his maximum under 30% HP. You never want to be under 30% HP unless if you're trying to trigger a full heal like in the LR Intelligence Cell. And you're not going to want to sit around that amount because if you're in an event where you can drop below 30% HP, that means that you're in an event that you can be one-shot once you're below 30% HP. That's not a good place to be fighting at. So he's kind of in a conundrum there where he gets stronger the lower HP you get. He's still fine even at 100% HP. He does decent offense. His defense is, he does decent offense. His defense is okay. It's not, insane, but he's just a good all-around unit, and he links pretty darn well with other strongest clan in space type characters, terrifying conqueror type characters, wicked bloodline type characters. So he's still very, very good. Another character that's still very, very good, and I would love to put higher, but I'm going to put him on the Grand Kai tier, is Lrui Goku Black and Zamasu. This dude links up perfectly with so many different units. All the other Zamasus, all the other Goku Blacks, the Rosés, characters such as that, the Zamasu Goku / characters, you know what I'm saying? His kit was just fantastic when it came out. I think it's still great. He stacks defense the more he does the super attack. up to like 9 turns, if I remember correctly. He also gains attack every single time he gets hit. You recover HP 15% at the end of the turn. Just a fantastic unit all the way around. Absolutely love it. Can dish out a ton of damage. Can be somewhat tanky. Can heal up. Love the card. Of course, since it's a bit older and you do have to ramp up, I am going to put him just in the Grand Kai tier. It's not saying that he's not worth being higher, but for now, because of those slight limitations, I will be leaving him there. It's the last two I definitely will be leaving in this category because of limitations. I feel like once they have more linking partners, they will be able to climb. But this GT trio can do insane amounts of damage, like very, very crazy. But you have to have great linking partners. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball Seekers does not have a lot of them. Youth category does not have a lot of them. It's just one of those cards where really the team has to be completely built around for them to actually succeed. You're not going to just put them on a team as just like a random throw on, right? Because they're not going to really work. But when they do work, goodness gracious, they're pretty good defensively. Their offense is phenomenal, and their super attack animations are some of the cleanest in the game. I'm talking about their 18-key super with that pose at the end. Unbelievable. Absolutely love it. And then, of course, the Vegeta and Nappa, which we've referenced before earlier, their main problem is their links. They don't really link well with many people. And I think once they start introducing more Saiyan Saga category characters, if you see, a standalone Vegeta in that form, a standalone Nappa, if you start seeing, the Krillin, the Piccolo, the Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Cybermen, the Goku, Kaioken Goku, Gallic Gun Vegeta, etc., etc. Once you start seeing more characters, even if you start introducing more Raditzes and Goku and Piccolo from that fight, right? Master Roshi, Little Gohan, whatever you want to do, then I think he'll be able to perform better, because right now his links don't match up too well with a lot of the villains you want to run him alongside with. And also, his active skill is a little wonky because it gives you a 50% chance to dodge. You gain attack when you dodge, but then you actually lower your own attack as well. So the passive makes it so he gains attack when he dodges. He's an AGL unit, so if you don't have skill orbs and he's at 55%, you won't be able to put dodge on him, which is a little annoying. And then, of course, you lose 50% attack when you actually do guarantee the dodge. So it's a little wonky, kind of worded very strangely, and the fact that he only gains a flat boost and not percentage is a little frustrating. But even then, when he turns into Vegeta, it's the LR that should have been, I think. Like, he's very, very strong when he's in his LR Vegeta phase. He's like, what, 130, 140% attack and defense, something like that. Super strong in that phase. Absolutely love that Vegeta. All right, so one tier above, we're actually going to put the 3-year anniversary units. I was about to call them the 5-year anniversary units, and I'm like, no, that is definitely not them. These guys are still fantastic. I just recently did a level 10 Link, a Rainbow Star video on the Intelligence Vegito, and man, oh man, that dude is a monster. I still have to do my video on the Gogeta, because they're both fantastic. Great linking partners. The fact that they can receive more ki for every rainbow orb that they get is awesome. And they're still good defensively. When they transform into the Gogeta or the Vegito, watch out. They are still some of the best characters in the game at that point. But since they're a bit older, they can be hit fairly hard in more difficult events if it's type disadvantage, because they cap out at like, what, 120%, I believe, in their normal form. They get stronger when they're in their transform state, but they can still get hit pretty hard because of that. But I kind of feel like I want to put them higher, but one of the reasons also I'm going to leave them here is the fact that their transformation does take 6 turns, and you have to be below 50% HP. So it's a little restrictive, a little annoying, but I do think that they deserve to be here. Another unit that deserves to be here definitely is the physical LR Cell. Now, I used to have him way lower, almost second to the bottom. And with the link level update, man, he has improved. Majins and cells have improved so much with some of these links. They are so darn strong. His defense is top tier now. His offense is even better, especially for facing a lot of units. Like, the ability to gain ki is great. The recovery, all that stuff. This dude just kind of does it all. And so I think this old physical cell is on par, which is wild, on par with the 3-year anniversary units. I can't believe I'm saying that now. Now, one I'm not surprised that I'm saying is this Intelligence Bojack. This guy, man, not only is he still great now because on his 18 key, he's giving a 40% attack buff to all extreme allies, he's going to be so good when that transforming Bojack ends up showing up. Like, can you imagine how powerful this dude is going to be when that dude comes up and he's linking with him? Because this is full power Bojack. That Bojack is going to start off as normal Bojack, so they're going to be a match made in heaven. And even without that, he is still fantastic, but he's kind of got two dead links at the moment, Galactic Warriors and Heraclan. The new Bojack will have it, so imagine linking 5-6 links with this guy. He's going to be doing 4 million attack stats. He's going to be able to defend like crazy, and he's going to be buffing everybody. So I can't wait for that Bojack to come out. Can't believe a unit this old is still so strong, but I'm very happy about it. A unit that I'm not particularly happy about, but I love, is the movie boss lead Broly trio, the Planet Vampa trio there. The reason why this unit kind of frustrates me is the links and the fact that they're only on, what, 2 categories, I believe, joined forces and movie bosses. This Broly, the kit, is one of the coolest, most unique, interesting, awesome passives in the game. The fact that you can choose how you want to play him. Do you want him to be a defensive support? Do you want him to be an attack support? Do you want him to just completely destroy? Do you want him to be able to dodge every single attack? You get to choose. Unfortunately, because of the links and the limited categories, you don't get to choose often because you're not going to be bringing them on many teams, because you cannot bring them on many teams. If this character's passive was on a Goku or a Vegeta or a Trunks or a Frieza, they would have been one of the best characters in the game, if not the best character in the game. So damn good. But they're very limited, hence why I have them on Supreme Kai tier and not any higher. One unit that some of you may get pissed about that I'm putting them in Supreme Kai tier, even though Supreme Kai tier is still fantastic, but a lot of people are real big fans of this unit. Shoot, I was big fan of this unit. I went almost 2,000 stones in, my quest to get one copy, is the Lr Goku Frieza. Lr Goku Frieza, I'm going to put them on par with the 3-year anniversary units, the Cell, the Bojack, and the movie boss Broly. And the reason why is simply because the Lr Goku and Frieza, unlike the other units, have gotten a bit worse with the link level update. And it's because Over in a Flash and Tournament of Power and links like that no longer stack. And so getting that 18 key super attack is a bit more difficult, whereas the Cell is easier to get it. The Frieza Goku is actually more difficult to get it, which is very unfortunate. I actually did a video with Nolar. I don't remember if it was my part or his part. It might be on his channel, Silly Nolar's channel. But we talked about the fact that him and a few other units actually have gotten effectively worse because of the link level update. It's harder to hit that 18 key super attack, and he really wants to hit his 18 key super attack. More so, he wants to hit his 18 key super attack on someone who has his defense lowered. Also, the fact that he does not receive any defense unless if he's attacking, so if he gets hit first, you get absolutely wrecked. Besides that, when they're in that position, when they have support on rotation, when they're able to get all that stuff, his defense is very good, or their defense is very good, and their offense is monstrous. But it was a lot more reliable back in the past, and now not so much. A little frustrating. Another character who I had very high up and I had to lower is the Lr Rose Goku Black. Now I'm putting him in the God of Destruction tier because, again, he has the same issue. Because you can no longer stack certain key links, then you're not going to be able to get as much key as you normally would. He benefits from being able to grab a ton of key links. If you're not able to, then you're going to do less and less damage, and that is a very big problem for him, right? Like, that's his entire kit is you gain key, and then you can kill the person, and that's, like, that is all he really does, and he does it extremely well. He does it as one of the best in the game to do it, which is a fantastic thing. And not only that, his defense is pretty good when he actually super attacks, right? Like, some people are a little down on his defense. They don't think it's as good as it should be. I think that he does a good enough job if you're able to get your super attack off first, and his base stats are pretty good, and his links at level 10 are absolutely insane, like absolutely insane. So that's why I do think he deserves to be in this particular tier. I'm not going to say like that I'm holding him down or anything like that, but I'm going to leave him in this tier for now, even though he's one of my favorite LRs in the game. And yeah, that it is what it is. Another character that I really like, and maybe I'll put him higher once he's level 10, like level 10, is the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. We're going to leave him right there. So this guy is still fantastic. The fact that he gains so much ki when he gets the rainbow orbs, the fact that he has that beautiful active skill after just a few turns, the fact that he hits like a truck and he starts off with defense is good. I do wish that him and Goku both massively raised defense on the 12 ki and the 18 ki. He unfortunately only massively raises attack on the 12 ki and then massively raises defense on the 18 ki. So if you want to be really tanky, you got to get on the 18 ki. And again, link level update kind of caused him to not hit that 18 ki as you know, what's the word, as reliably as he did in the past. He's still a fantastic unit, definitely deserves to be in the God of Destruction tier. I am teetering on if I want to put him in the God Angel tier, but I think we'll leave him there for now. Another character that I'm going to leave there for now is the Tech Broly. He is one of the best offensive monsters in the game. He just does so much damn damage, especially if you're using that active skill, especially if you're transformed when he's pumping out all those super attacks. Like most Brolys, the damage is in the numbers, right? So you do 1 super attack, 2 super attack, 3 super attack. When it's, you know, critting and doing all this stuff, my God, you're decimating everything. Unfortunately, his defense is not particularly up to snuff, so he can get hit particularly hard, especially on tough events. But he's kind of like a kill or be killed type of character, right? If he doesn't die, then he's going to kill you 100% of the time. A unit that is a great all-rounder, though, is this Intelligence God Goku. Intelligence God Goku, great unit for pretty much every single event, whether it's a long event, whether it's a short event. Obviously, he is an SBR king. The fact that he does so much crit, the fact that he has the dodge, the fact that he has, you know, great stats when you're on the Super Saiyan team is very fantastic, and he does it well. He can hit particularly hard. He can defend decently. He can dodge. He can crit. He does a whole lot of stuff, right? Like it's a great little kit that he has built up for himself. And the fact that it only lasts 7 turns, the majority of it, yes, it's a little crappy. Yes, Ui Goku, I would say, is a better version of him. Hence why, you know, spoiler, Ui Goku is higher up on the list. But I think this dude is still extremely solid, particularly for a God Goku, which we don't really have a lot of great God Gokus. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really not a lot of them, if you understand what I'm saying. And you know, 50% chance to dodge for the 7 turns, crit, the greatly raising attack and defense is fantastic. So he's very, very solid. I do like the Goku, and yeah, there's a reason why he is in the God of Destruction tier. Last but not least on this God of Destruction tier is the LR androids. I'm promoting them up to God of Destruction tier. They are very, very powerful. I love units that will facilitate different functions. And what I mean by that is if you want them to be supports, they will be supports. If you want them to be damage dealers, they will be damage dealers. If you want them to be tanks, they will be tanks. So it's like whatever you want them to be able to do, they can do it, right? The fact that they give ki and attack is fantastic. The fact that they can dodge is fantastic. The fact that if you want to just obliterate everything with like 200% attack and defense, they will be able to do that if you transform. It's great all around. They're very similar to the LR Intelligence God Goku, where they're just great all around characters. Moving along to the Guide Angel tier, we do have to throw the LR Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku. This man is still an absolute beast. Put him next to Super Saiyans, he's going to do nasty things, particularly if you're giving him rainbow orbs. The fact that he makes his own is amazing. The fact that his super attack animations are awesome is also very good. And if you get him to get hit after he super attacks, he's very, very tanky. So I absolutely love that card. It's an awesome card. It's at the rainbow level. It's like Link level 10. Has anybody done a showcase of that yet? I'll have to check it out. This is self-explanatory. LR Kale Caulifla still absolutely fantastic. They do need to have a team built around them to be able to do a lot of damage, but they're still, in my opinion, the best defensive LR in the game, simply because they stack defense. When they super attack, they're going to be super attacking multiple times per turn. They're going to be gaining attack multiple times per turn, and they're going to be gaining dodge multiple times per turn. So when they're all fully kitted out, which only takes 2, 3, maybe 4 turns, they're going to have about 66% dodge, and then their defense will stack indefinitely. So to me, that is by far the best LR in the game. Yes, there are characters that stack defense. LR Agl Gohan comes into mind. LR Buhan comes into mind, etc., etc. But, or Bootanks in his form. But this girl does it indefinitely and gets 66% dodge, which is absolutely wild. And then, of course, like I said, if you build, the team with certain characters in the passive, then she'll be able to actually do damage. But if not, you can always throw her into a category where you're not building it around her, and she's still going to perform just fine. She's going to be the tank. She's going to be the rock that's not going to allow you to take damage, which is awesome. Another unit that's going to be able to do damage and not take damage is LR Agl Gohan, leader of arguably one of the best categories in the game, Kamehameha, and then obviously Super AGL. This dude does it all. Does 4 million damage normally, will tank like a beast later on because he's gaining attack and defense every turn, and then he's stacking his defense every single super attack, which is great. He does it very quickly too. And then when he transforms into Super Saiyan 2, which is one of the worst active, one of the worst transformation conditions in the game, he is going to do monstrous damage. Some of the most damage, single attack damage in the game, actually. So he's absolutely phenomenal, but the fact that his transformation condition is one of the worst in the game is the reason why he is not at the top. So Guide Angel tier for the little Gohan. Super Saiyan 4, Goku has to be thrown into the Guide Angel tier. Again, very similar to the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, but he massively raises his defense on his 12 key, so that's a 100% increase. So if he gets hit after he super attacks, he is good. The fact that it takes, 4 turns for his defense to be at 80% is not bad either. He's also the leader of a better category, Goku's family, as opposed to Vegeta's family, hence why he is one tier above the Vegeta. And I'm a Vegeta fan, so I don't want you Vegeta stands coming after me, because I'm the king of Vegeta stands, okay? Next up, LR Intelligence Cell. I was arguing if I should put him in the Grand Priest tier, but I think I'm going to keep him in the Guide Angel tier for now. I believe I did have him actually before in the God of Destruction tier. He's moved up to the God Angel tier with the link level update. He is phenomenal. His defense is king. His offense is king. His transformation is easy to get if you drop below 30% HP. That's all it is. It can happen turn 1. So it is fantastic for Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, any very difficult event where you can get slapped up, clapped up, trapped up that first turn. Don't worry about it. He's going to be able to transform, boom, get your health back, and now he's doing insane damage with more orbs that you're collecting. His links are also perfect for Cell Saga Android category units, so I love that cell. All right, let's finish it along with the final 2 tiers. We're talking about LR Goten and Gohan. The Go Bros, they are still absolutely monstrous. They stack their attack and defense so quickly because they're doing it every time they attack. They have a minimum 2 attacks per turn, not counting the hidden potential system, so you can do 3 attacks per turn. They need 11 attacks to be maxed out at over 200% attack and defense, so you do the math. That's going to take about 4 turns maximum to be able to do that, 4 or 5 turns, right? Maximum. It could be done in 3 turns if they attack enough times, right? So that's absolutely insane. Turn 3, turn 4, they're at 200% attack and defense. They have their active skill. They do monstrous damage, and they're decently defensive. Absolutely love that unit. 2 more units I absolutely love that I think are on par with them is the 5-year anniversary Vegeta, 5-year anniversary Gogeta. Again, we talked about that the Go Bros need 3 turns possibly to be maxed out, 4 turns. These guys need to transform. It takes 3 turns for them to transform. So they start a little bit on the back foot, but doesn't matter because they're stacking their attack when they're in that first base form. And then once they get into the Super Saiyan Blue is when they start stacking their attack and defense. Again, at max, I think they need like 5 attacks or something like that, 4 or 5 attacks. So probably by turn 7, they'll be at like 230, 240% attack and defense. They also have that nice active skill. They're greatly raising their defense on their super attack. You know, they're just doing amazing things. And then if you put them in that 3rd spot, 50% chance to dodge is absolutely fantastic. Effective against all types for the Gogeta. You know, additional super attack for the Vegeta. They are amazing. Still some of the best units on longer events, like of all time, right? On shorter events, a little bit trickier. You could probably bring better units, but for long events, those are your guys. Mid or long events, those are your guys. And another unit that is great in mid or long events is this Ui Goku, but he really specializes in short events. So this guy is very similar to the LR God Goku, but like I said, in my opinion, he's just a better version of him because he's going to be fantastic for a lot of turns. Like the fact that he has a 70% chance dodge, 70% chance to dodge is absolutely insane for an LR. Like, what were they even thinking with this guy, right? Like, he's going to be able to dodge 70% for those first 7 turns, and then it goes to a 50%. So, like, the God Goku starts with 50% for 7 turns and then loses it. This dude's at 70% chance to dodge, and then after 7 turns, he goes to 50%. So it's like, what? That's absolutely insane. He has that starting off with 70% attack and defense. He's going to be able to gain attack and defense for every time he dodges is insane. He's gaining ki every time he dodges is insane. He's disabling enemies' guard. Fantastic LR. Absolutely fantastic LR. Now, his problem is in the beginning, in the first few turns, if he gets hit and doesn't dodge, he will take a lot of damage because it's only 77% defense, right? So he will be able to take a decent amount of damage. So that is why he's in the Grand Priest tier and he is not in the Zeno tier. And that's also why the Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta is in this particular tier as well, and not the Zeno tier. I do think that the link level update did hurt him a bit since he's not going to be able to double up. Well, I mean, I should say, if it was in the old link level system, he would have been a better unit. He's still absolutely fantastic because he's gaining 3 ki on his own, right? He's gaining the attack and defense per the orbs, right? It's awesome. One thing I would have loved for them to do is if he gained those orbs for him to just get the bonus right then and there, not have to wait for him to super attack for all his stats to increase. But that's just me, you know, crying at spilt milk. Is that the expression? I'm not really sure. He's still fantastic because of the sheer damage he can do, particularly if he's got that Goku from the Majin Buu saga on his own rotation, and he can do that unit super attack, that partner super attack. He does obscene amounts of damage. And then if he gets his super attack off, his ultra off, he tanks like an absolute monster. So absolutely love this unit. Of course, you do have to have that Majin Buu Saga Goku next to him, so it does limit the teams that you can run him on. Not by much. You can still put him on Super Saiyan 2s, Majin Buu Sagas, Pure Saiyan, stuff like that, right? So it's not by much at all. But it is a small little limit that I do want to point out there. But besides that, I mean, he's just an absolute monster. Like, he's one of my favorite cards in the game. Also, probably my favorite OST in the game. And if you disagree with that, I got 2 words for you. Zeno tier. Very simple. It is it is the Vegeta and it is the LR Bootanks. The simple fact that no matter what orb they get, as long as it's not rainbow, no matter what type orb they get, they're getting double the ki for it, is broken. The fact that the Goku Vegeta starts off with a 30% damage reduction, and the Bootanks is stacking his defense on his 18 ki and stacking his attack on his 12 ki, is broken. The fact that Strength Vegeta, when he actually transforms, gives you back 50% health, and then can see the super attacks for 10 turns, is broken. The fact that LR Bootanks just does so much damage when he transforms into LR Gohan is broken. It's very simple. They make every team that they're on inconsequential. They are the stars of every team that they're on. It doesn't matter who you put next to them. They're going to outperform them. It's absolutely crazy. And what's even better, ladies and gentlemen, is that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta that just came out. You can run alongside of the Strength Goku and Vegeta, because when he turns into Super Saiyan Vegito, they share like 5 or 6 links. It's absolutely insane. So I completely love both of these units. The Buu tanks I do love a little bit more, but that's just personal preference. And this whole list was really personal preference. It might be a little bit different to your personal preference. Let me know in the comments down below. I ain't shy. As long as you're not flaming and coming in, this list sucks, blah, blah, blah. So please leave a comment down below. And I am interested to see your opinions and your arguments and your well thought out, explanations why you think a character should be up or down. And speaking of up or down, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're definitely down. You're down in the dumps. You don't know what you're doing in your life. Get it together. Click that subscribe button. Gently rub that sub button. Gingerly ring that bell button. Lovingly kiss the like button. As always, this is Periodik. See y'all in the next video.